Hey, what's going on, guys? This is SlimeBoss here, and welcome back to some more Super Mario 64 DS. Last time, we started off here at Dry Desert, but before we continue on, I made a big oof. So as you guys know, at the beginning of the series, I decided that I wanted to, list off all the enemies and their mechanics and things like that. And both in editing and in recording, I totally botched and forgot about a couple of things. Oops, did not mean to do that. Also, another thing, we're on Wii U now, which is great. Which means it should look a lot better and play a lot better, at least for me, because I'm just on regular hardware. So, before we begin, let's go ahead and hop on over to Cool Mountain. So guys, I actually lied. We aren't going to Cool Mountain first. First, I have an enemy that I completely got the wrong name of. So first, let's go ahead and check on that first. So right here is the enemy. I thought these were cannonballs, like, you know, the guys from Mario 3. But no, these guys are actually big STEELIES. So that's what they're called, big STEELIES. So the infographic is on screen. The next enemy, and I don't know how I forgot this, is Goomboss. But I didn't know this, actually. Coming back here, there's actually new text. What? You're Mari? Huh? Oh, you're just that Luigi fellow. I confused you with Mario. Your mustaches look so similar. Pshaw! I'll deal with you specially. Now bring it on. I'm now actually genuinely curious if the text changes if you're actually Mario. So let's go check that out. Alright, oh, they do! That's so cool! I actually had no idea. You're Mario, what are you doing here? My underlings locked you up in that room. Never mind, I'll deal with you myself. Now I'll trample you as you have trampled us. Next up is the Bill Blaster. So actually these guys do have a name, and it's just Bill Blaster. There's actually a weird, interesting tidbit. On the wiki, it says that these things have, a special name, in Japanese or something, but it's really weird. I don't remember what the name is offhand, but yeah, so we got a Bill Blaster here. And there's actually an interesting point about these, is that these Bullet Bill Blasters, in the original game, this is the only one that's here. But in Mario 64 DS, there's actually 2 or even 3. So that's an interesting side note. Next up is here in Jolly Roger Bay. Dire Docks. No, Jolly Roger Bay. I don't know. Same thing. Jolly Roger Bay. So we got these things right here, which are actually enemies. They're actually considered enemies, so we got clams. And then there is one more enemy down in the cave. And no, they're not these stone pillars. Although it is interesting that they don't consider these stone pillars enemies, but they do consider these chests enemies. So these chests are actually considered enemies. So there's that. Now we're finally here in Snowman's Land. I mean, oh my god, wow. Cool Mountain. But that's a shortcut if I've ever seen one. But because we actually haven't covered any of the enemies here at all. So, right over here, which I actually genuinely had to research the name of these enemies for this video. But those snowmen right over there are actually not called snowmen. They actually have names, and they're called Mr. Blizzards. There should be another one right over here. Yep, here we are. So I actually thought these things were called spindles or something, but no, they're actually called spindrifts, which is very cool. Next up is actually right here in the castle, and actually in the castle courtyard as well, is Booze. That right there is, I don't think it's a separate enemy type, but it is a bigger Boo. So I guess headcanon is that it's a medium Boo, because we got the regular Boos here, and that guy is just slightly larger, but it's not yet considered a big Boo. Before we actually go into Big Boo's haunt, though, we actually have to go into the secret course here and find out that we have 2 enemies right here. This one is called a He-Ho. This little thing is trying to chase me and kill me. And this guy right here is called a chuck ya, that purple guy up there. So we haven't actually covered any of the enemies here, so let's go Secret of the Haunted Books. So right off the bat, we have Scuttlebugs right here. Shout out to Nathaniel Bandy. Or should I say shout out to Simple Clips. Right over here, we have the Mad Piano. Yep, there it is. I don't think we actually saw it our first time coming here. Right in here, we have Bookends, which I didn't know those things had names. Right in here, we should have a Mr. I, which is actually spelled I-E, or Mr. letter I, not E-Y-E. Oh, I actually missed one. In this room right here. The chair should be attacking us, so those are just called chairs. In the merry-go-round section, the paintings, some of the paintings spit fire right there, and that is actually called a flamethrower. There are multiple in the game. There is one in Bowser's room, actually. So, yeah, very cool bit of information there. So if you remember the mission Eye to Eye in the secret room, you would remember that right in here, we have a secret room with a big Mr. I, which is actually considered a different enemy type. Again, with the different enemy types, right here we have Big Boo, which we fight 3 times in this level, but there is more to it than just that. Again, another one of those how could I have missed this ones. We don't even change. We have King Boo. What? Wait. Hold on. Wait, why does it say Big Boo? It's actually King Boo because the other Boos are King Boo or Big Boo. So, a little bit of a typo here by the developers. Eehee! I am King Boo, the ghastliest of the ghosts. What the? I thought I locked you up. Well, never mind. Now I'll really creep you out. Why am I sounding like Luigi? You can't escape. Eehee! Actually, I can't escape. A little bit of a flaw in your plan, buddy. So I'm not really sure if we can actually go there with Yoshi. I don't really want to try it because we actually have to move on with this episode. But yeah, so there's actually a little bit of a different text there as well. Alright, coming up here, we should have ants. That we're a pain in the butt on Shifting Sandland. And, of course, the president of Nintendo himself, Mr. Bowser. Tough luck. Looks like Princess Toadstool isn't here. Wahaha. Go ahead, try and grab me by the tail. Oh, okay, it's just the same text as before. But, of course, we got Bowser. Alright, here in Hazy Mazy Cavey. What? Well, I don't know if I'll be able to find them because I don't know where they are exactly, but there's some bats in this level, and those are actually just called swoops. There's also a fireball, like, oh, they're actually not called that. So here we have a Snoofit. It's not a Sniffit, but a Snoofit. I don't know why they changed the name of it here. And then there we have Monty Moles. And yeah, I believe that is it here. Thought there was a lot more, but there wasn't. I lied. There actually was another one, and it is the boulders that you see where we got the star with Wario. I'm going to be cutting in some footage from last episode to show that, or the last few episodes to show that, because I don't want to go back in, and also I have to splice in some extra footage because there's actually a special stage there And like I said before, I'm going to be talking about stages that were in the original game and leaving a link in the description where you can find the full footage of that video. So, in the original N64 version, instead of watch for rolling rocks like we did with Wario, there's actually a thing where you wall jump just past the boulders where the door is, and there is a star on top. So I find that quite interesting why they changed it, but the name is actually the exact same. Now here in Lethal Lava Land, we actually have a lot of enemies here. So right over here, of course we have a ton more flamethrowers. We got Bully right there. Oh god, why did I do that? Why did that happen? Should be able to see some lava bubbles right there. Yep, lava bubbles. Right over here we have Big Bully. Right over here we should have Death, apparently. The bane of my existence, fire bars. Just leave the level. I'm dead. I guess that's fine, because we are now just going to head straight on over to back to Shifting Sand Land, where we are going to stand tall on the 4 pillars. So, before we obviously get into the level here, we have a fly guy. Ow. We have a pokey. Right over here, we have the Tox box. And then, of course, we have the name of the level. Well, let's go ahead and just do that, shall we? Actually, I have to go over here to get this Goomba. So, the goal for today, because usually I said that we were going to be doing... pick it up. Okay. So, my original plan was to do 5 stars per episode, but we are now at that point where we can actually finish levels in their entirety. Why can't I get up there? We can now finish levels in their entirety after we get to a certain point. So what we're going to do is we're going to be finishing Shifting Sandland and then getting 1 star in Dire Docks. And getting that 1 star will allow us to unlock the Bowser stage for this section of the game. And by doing that, by unlocking the Bowser stage, by unlocking the Bowser stage, by unlocking the Bowser stage, we can't actually finish Dire Docks until we finish the Bowser stage. Why can't I triple jump? So we can't actually continue on with the rest of that. What the heck is happening? This isn't sinking sand. I have no idea what's going on, but we're gonna run out of time on the power up, so. But we can't actually finish Jolly Roger Bay until... What in the world are you doing, Mario? So we can't finish Dire Docks until... Oh, Mario! God, what the... What is he doing, actually, though? We can't finish Dire Docks until we finish the Bowser stage, so next time we will be doing the Bowser stage. But by doing the Bowser stage, we now have access to the roof, or the 2nd floor of the castle. So we will now be able to access that, which means we'll be able to access Wario's stage. So immediately following Bowser, we are going to go ahead and just save Wario. And if we save Wario, then we'll be able to have access to the rest of the levels in the game. You know, namely the ones that we actually have to go back for. Oops. The ones that we have to go back for. So once we do that, then we should be good. Oh, Yep, so we actually did do it, so we can actually enter thing. So by me having a really hard time at explaining what we're going to be doing over the next few episodes, I should be able to explain what we are doing right now with relative ease, obviously. Oh my god. So by touching the top of the 4 pillars, somehow, some way, the entrance to the pyramid has opened up. Right over there, we should be able to see the grindles, I believe they're called. Grindles. They're the thwomps. And then right up there, there's a ball, a metal ball. You guys know what I'm talking about. There's a metal ball up there. It looks like a big steely, but a lot smaller. That is actually called a Kenropa ball. In this game, they actually changed the one in a later level to look like a chain jump, and that is called the flame jump. We'll get over that in a second, but the black balls that you see in this level are actually just called Kenropa balls. And this right here is Iron. Who walk here? Who break seal? Wake ancient ones? We no like light rumble. We no like intruders. Now battle hand to hand. So this right here is Iron, the boss of Shifting Sandland. Punch. All I have to do is punch the eyes of the Irox 3 times, and should be good. Punch, and he's dead. Now it's time for eyeball number 2. Okay, one more time. Should be good. And where'd he go? Ouch. And that got him. Very cool. Grumble, what happened? We crush like pebble. You so strong. You rule ancient pyramid for today. Now take star of power. We sleep. Darkness. Lightheart Dark Bark? You playing Kingdom Hearts all of a sudden? Lightheart Dark Bark? Instead of heart, we have star. Lightheart Star Bark? That didn't make any sense. Alright.
Oh yeah.
So there's actually one more enemy in Shifting Sandland, and that is the one we've already seen. But let's see what the next level is. Toxbox Switch Star. Dang, we can't do this one.
Let's go.
Because we need Wario, of course, but we can... What we can do is not do that. I wonder if I can actually pull this off. Yep. Okay, so what we can do is talk about the last enemy of this stage, as well as another star that we can maybe access at this point. So those things are called grindles, these thwomp type enemies. So if we head on over back to here and climb the tower once more. Oh, Luigi. I believe we have to go all the way up to do this, which is actually the next mission. What level is this? Don't know. Right here is the spindle, which is what I thought the other things were called. The spindrifts. That's right. Okay, so of course here are the amps that I mentioned before. So, oh wait, no, we can't do this level just yet. Okay. So I didn't know this, but apparently we can't do the rest of Fishing Sandland because in order to unlock the next stage, we actually have to do the mission at hand. But we can't do that without Wario, so I actually had no idea. I thought there was actually going to be more for this episode. But we will go back to that. I do know of the next stage, but we can't actually do it without unlocking, or without doing the next stage, or the stage that it told us to do. Which means I can't actually talk about the topic that I wanted to. I will be right back once I transform into Mario. The power of the stars has broken the lock. I don't know how to speak English, even though it's the only language I know. Alright, welcome to Dire Docks. And all we have to do is board Bowser's sub. And that will be the last star for today. And so, very, very similar to... very, very similar layout to Jolly Roger Bay, which is probably why a lot of people get the names confused. They're both stupid water levels. They both have a little cave entrance that don't necessarily lead to caves. They both have two sections. There actually are a fair amount of enemies, but I don't have notes for them just yet, so I will let you guys know that once we actually get to the full Dire Docks episode. So, if I can explain that again, so this sub is actually preventing us from getting any other star in the level. Of course, we actually have to finish this level first, but just by collecting the star doesn't actually move the sub. We actually have to get the star, which pushes that little thing that we entered in, which, by the way, here's the other Bullet Bill Blaster, which wasn't here in the original game. So by collecting the star, it pushes back the water thing, and when we push back the water thing, it enters the stage for Bowser. So now we're actually able to go ahead and do Bowser, which we'll be doing next episode. But we couldn't actually access Bowser without getting that star, and then we can't access the rest of Dire Docks without actually defeating Bowser, so it's like a double whammy. So next time, we will be doing just that. See you guys then.